Welcome to Expert Level Kingdom Hearts Trivia, featuring 20 questions designed to challenge even veteran KH fans. You'll have 15 seconds to answer each question, and I'll display a hint halfway through. It's 1 point per correct answer, but you'll get to feel smarter if you did it without the hint. To be honest, this isn't about the points. Each question is designed to teach you something interesting about the Kingdom Hearts series. It's a fun fact video masquerading as a trivia challenge. If you think you already know all there is to know, then you're welcome to compete for a high score. But don't say I didn't warn you. The most powerful tier of magic uses the ZA suffix, most of the time. Throughout the series, how many ZA level spells can you cast during gameplay? The answer is 7. You can cast Vyraza, Blazaza, Thundaza, Waderza, Eroza, and Kiraza in KH3, plus 0 Gravisa from Dream Drop Distance. This question was a softball, they'll get harder from here. There are only a few enemies in this series to have their own custom health bar graphic. Name one of them. There are 2 main answers, Ursula in KH2 during the Ursula's Revenge song, and the UFO in KH3 Toy Box. I'll also accept the belly balloon from BBS Final Mix, and either Luxor Data Battle, even though the gauges are clearly labeled as something other than HP. How many songs from the Final Fantasy series appear in the Kingdom Hearts series? The answer is 4. One Winged Angel for Sephiroth, A Date with Fate for Zack, Battle at the Big Bridge for the Gilgamesh-inspired Weapons Master, and the 4th movement of Dancing Mad for the Kefka-inspired Mysterious Sir. It would do you well not to forget Union Cross moving forward. In many games, playing on critical mode will increase the amount of damage the player takes. Which game has the harshest critical mode damage multiplier? The answer is Dream Drop Distance, which triples the damage you take on critical mode. Most games have double damage for their hardest difficulty, with Recoded and KH3 being slightly harsher, and Recom and Days being a bit more lenient. Nothing comes close to DDD's 3 times multiplier, and if that wasn't enough, the player also deals half damage. Each world has its own transition symbol that's used when transitioning between rooms, but not all are unique. The most common symbol is a heart. 5 different worlds use a heart as the transition symbol. Can you name at least 3? The first world is Traverse Town, used in Recoded and Melody of Memory. Keep in mind, there were no transition symbols in KH1. The next 2 are Hollow Bastion in Recoded, and Radiant Garden in Birth by Sleep, but note that the KH2 version uses a crown instead. The world that never was uses a heart symbol in all of its appearances, as does Castle Oblivion in Melody of Memory. What Heartless appeared in the most Union Cross quests? You can count only story quests, or count every event in the game's history, and the answer is the same either way. Since it's Union Cross, I'll make it multiple choice, but no hints. The answer is the Humble Shadow, appearing in 191 story quests and around 650 quests overall. The Blue Rhapsody is the second closest for story missions, while the Bago Coins has nearly as many when considering events. The Shadow winning shouldn't be surprising, but I'd expected a prize-type Heartless like the Growth Egg or Bag of Jewels to be the number 1 spot. KH1, KH2, and KH3 are all single-player experiences, but many of the other titles have multiplayer modes or online leaderboards. In fact, there's only one non-numbered game whose original release did not include some sort of multiplayer system. What was it? The answer is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep: A Fragmentary Passage. Chain of Memories has Link Mode, Days has Mission Mode, Coded was built into an online communication service, and Recoded has the Avatar sector for those of us outside of Japan. Dream Drop Distance had Street Pass portals and wireless Flick Rush battles. Every game in the Key series had some form of online leaderboard competitions, and Melody of Memory has co-op mode and online versus battles. The Water spell was added to Sora's moveset in KH3, but it's not the only game to have a Water-type elemental damage. How many total games have a Water element? The answer is 4. Days, Dream Drop Distance, KH3, and Dark Road. The Water element is associated with Demyx in Days, and in Dark Road it actually replaces the Blizzard element. Kingdom Hearts 3 introduced a lot of new music arrangements. For instance, Hand in Hand Attraction Flow version is a new arrangement of the KH1 song, Hand in Hand. For the KH3 track 8-Bit Smasher Link version, in what game did the original 8-Bit Smasher originate? This was a trick question. Unlike the other 4 Link songs, 8-Bit Smasher is a composition original to Kingdom Hearts 3, and there is no non-Link version. The subtitle was probably just added for consistency. If you're curious about Union Cross, Ralph wasn't introduced until April 2019, after KH3 was already out, and it's likely that the Niceland world themes were composed after the Link music. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory has a gallery of every Keyblade in the series, but they actually left out a few. Can you name one of the forgotten Keyblades? There are 9 possible answers. The main ones I was looking for were Jungle King and Zero One, but any of the platform-exclusive KH3 Keyblades would have also counted, as would the Keyblade from Dark Road. I understand the others, but leaving out Zero One just seems like a complete oversight, like they forgot Recoded was actually playable. There are over 550 Heartless in the series, and only once over the past 2 decades did they repeat a name. What is the only Heartless name that is used for 2 completely different enemies? The answer is the Trick Ghost, which you would have known if you watched my Heartless ranking series. I still resent Union Cross for repeating the name, even the Japanese versions are identical. Kingdom Hearts for Verizon Vcast introduces 3 Disney characters that were, in 2005, new to the series. Name one of them. The 3 Disney characters introduced in KHVcast were Maleficent's goons, Cobra Jafar, and the Caterpillar. The goons made their way into the canon games with Birth by Sleep, and Jafar's Cobra form in Union Cross, while the Caterpillar would only go on to feature in the Days manga adaptation. This is a simple one. Going by the length on the official album release, what is the shortest song in the Kingdom Hearts series? There are 2 answers, both from KH1. Miracle, which plays when Kairi saves Sora from being a Heartless, and Turning the Key, which plays when sealing a keyhole. Both clock in at 16 seconds in the original release, although Turning the Key is retimed at 17 seconds in the remix album. The next closest are Once Upon a Time and Oopsie Daisy, two more KH1 tracks measuring 21 seconds long. There are about 100 different Kingdom Hearts characters with officially licensed figurines. Someone should really make a video about that. Of these, there's only one figure of a character originating in Kingdom Hearts Key or Union Cross. Who is it? The answer is Chirithy. Their one figure is part of the Static Arts mini line, released back in 2016. Technically, the shadow from that line is specifically modeled after the Union Cross art style, so you can accept your points if you went with that for some reason. The Kingdom Hearts series uses a lot of different fonts in its graphics and interfaces, many of them custom-made. However, if you pay attention during certain cutscenes, there is one item that actually uses Comic Sans for its text. What is the object? The answer is Jiminy's journal. Think Naminé and all of the cryptic messages from Coded are written in Comic Sans, so I guess that's canonically what Jiminy's handwriting looks like. Over 15 musicians created new compositions and arrangements for Kingdom Hearts 3. Newcomer Yasunori Nishiki is credited as an arranger on exactly one track. What was it? The answer is Forza Finale. That's right, the beloved Nort Court theme was arranged and orchestrated by a musician completely new to the series. Nishiki also orchestrated the two KH3 epilogue themes that Yoko Shimomura composed and arranged. In Kingdom Hearts 3, 300 lucky Union Cross players got to see their username become a situation command in the Keyblade Graveyard battle. Some unions were more popular than others though, and it varied between the Japanese and international version. Which union has the most names in each release of KH3? The answer is Unicornus in the Japanese version and Vulpes in the global release. Those two unions take up 2/3 of the vote in both regions, followed by Leopardus in third, Anguisse in fourth, and Ursus in last. One day, I said, one day. In Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the special jet balloon Heartless flies away from Sora as you try to chase it down, then disappears after a little while. However, the time that it stays on the field before despawning can actually change. What determines how much time you have to kill the jet balloon? The answer is the amount of money that Sora has at the start of the battle. The time ranges from 20 seconds at 100 money to 60 seconds at 20,000 plus money. The more you know. In a moment, I'm going to play a music track. I need you to listen closely and identify the name of the piece and the exact game this particular arrangement comes from. Be careful. The name of the song is Kairi, no subtitle, or Kairi 1, and the specific arrangement is from Birth by Sleep. You won't find it on the album though. See, BBS was the first game to use streamed audio, meaning that the sound quality was far better than the PS2 games. The developers feared that the KH1 and KH2 song would stand out because of this, so the 14 PS2 tracks used in Birth by Sleep were re-recorded in higher quality, but left off of the soundtrack. This included KH2's Kairi, itself an updated version of KH1's Kairi 1. 3 years later, they would re-record everything again for the remixes, leaving these Birth by Sleep versions in a bit of a limbo. The Moogles are always willing to trade items or abilities for your hard-earned money. Across the entire series, how much MUNNY money does the most expensive purchase cost? I'll accept any number within 10% of the correct value, and since the situation is a bit strange, there will actually be 2 possible answers. The real answer comes from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, where traits in the Moogle shop will set you back 5 million money. But since the inflated gacha economy is kind of cheating, I also would have accepted the price of D Thundaga in Kingdom Hearts Recoded, which is a whopping 99,000 money. The rest of Recoded's economy is actually pretty tame, it's just the post-game items that drive ridiculous prices. And that concludes our expert level Kingdom Hearts trivia. Please share your score, and if you got more than half correct, I'm impressed. I hope everyone learned something today, and I will see you all next time.